what, it's your boy TSwandol, and I'm bringing another Division video. Today's video is going to be kind of a short one. I just wanted to bring a short video of some solo Dark Zone farming. This past weekend, I met a guy when I was doing some matchmaking down in the underground, and he had told me how he's been playing this game since the beta, and then on day one, he was hard at it. The man loves this game. But one thing he does not like about the game, or I don't want to say he doesn't like about it, I think he's just had some really bad experiences, and that is the Dark Zone. Dark Zone is a controversial zone. I think this is the only game I've ever seen where your PvP is it's random. So if you walk in there, you might do some PvP, you might not. It's just depends on who's around you and who wants to be a dick. But anyway, so I took this guy on some old farming routes that I used to use when I first started venturing into the Dark Zone. I'd had some bad experiences myself, kind of stayed away from it for a while, and then I just hit a point in the game where the PvE content had become really stale to me, and I was at a point where I was going to either keep on moving forward with the game or go ahead and find another game, which I'm glad I stayed here because I love this game. So I recently posted a video. It's a last stand video that I had where I loaded into the middle of a match, had my best run that I've had on it, where I had 12 kills, 0 deaths, and it was my first time running a Banshee Predator build. I've actually done a Banshee Predator build on here before, and there was one thing I missed on it that I'm going to show here. This is what makes the build even more powerful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this build real quick, and then I'm going to get off the mic. I'm going to go do me a nice little solo Dark Zone farming in here. That way, if you're cautious about the Dark Zone, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you're never going to run into any players up here. Nobody will ever go rogue on you, because that's not how the Dark Zone works. But one thing that I have found out is most people that are here strictly for PvP, they'll stay down in DZ 1, 2, and 3, where you have a lot of purple bar enemies. They like to stay down there. That way, when they're fighting other players, you don't want to have elite NPCs coming up and taking you down while you're trying to pop a med kit, or whatever you're trying to do. It wouldn't be no fun to have an elite come and take you down and basically give an assist to another player who's trying to kill you. So I came up here to DZ 5 and 6 months ago. This is before Dark Zone North, and I think I went from Dark Zone rank like 20 all the way to 99 in a very short period of time. Now I did start pushing myself into the PvP aspect of the game, but that was after a while of being in the Dark Zone. Once I became more familiar with it, one thing that I did is I learned every square inch of the Dark Zone. DZ 5 and 6 were my favorite, so I learned everything about them. Then when the new Dark Zone North came out, I literally went down every road, every hall, every ladder, every rope. I went down in every tunnel, and I just became so familiar with that area. And a lot of times, when I'm farming, if I have a player go rogue on me, I'll fight 1 or 2 people. But there's sometimes where if there's 3, 4, and I've even had multi-groups chase me, when they think that I've got something good, an exotic or a classified set. Sometimes I know when I'm outmanned and outnumbered, and if I do have good gear on me, sometimes I want to keep it. And so being familiar with every square inch of the area that I'm in, of the Dark Zone that I'm in, has on more than one occasions saved me and led to me being able to extract my gear. So without further ado, let me get into this build real quick, and then I'll show y'all a little DZ farming run that could definitely help you. And especially with the introduction to all exotics now in the Dark Zone, it's definitely become more lucrative to come in here. The Light Zone only offers, the Tenebrae, the Caduceus, I think the Skull Gloves, and I believe I think that's all you get out of the Light Zone bosses. And now in the Dark Zone, you can get every exotics in the game, and then also classified sets. And I'll actually show you this is my extracted stash. This is Dark Zone extracted stash. Caduceus, Hungry Hog, Tenebrae, Thompson Tommy, it's classified. Every one of these classifieds are skulls. So crazy. There's not a day goes by that I don't at least get a couple classifieds or a couple exotics. I have all the exotics in the game and I have all the classifieds, but I'm always looking for that better piece. Or actually, sometimes I'll get pieces when I'm solo that's decent, but I don't need it. I'll go up to other players, other groups are out there, and I'll ask them if they need a piece. I'll put on my headset and they'll have proximity, and I'll ask them, hey, do y'all need some skull gloves, or hey, do you need this? Do you need a Lone Star classified backpack? And if they do, I'll turn my recovery link off and I'll tell them, kill me, go rogue on me, and take it. And it's pretty funny to see some of the reactions to some of the people here. They're amazed that I would be willing to do that. But, I got it. And if I don't need it, I don't want to sell it or deconstruct it. If I can help somebody else in this game, help somebody else find that piece that they've been looking for, maybe create a better experience on someone. And, sometimes little gestures like that might make one day where another guy is solo dark zone farming, and that person, instead of just going rogue on them for no reason, they might think twice and say, you know what, that dude's by himself, I don't want to ruin this dude's experience, because other people have made my experience better. So anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna quit doing all this rambling. Let me get into this build that I'm running here. This is my Banshee Predator Tactician hybrid build. This build is nasty. It gives me max skill haste, great damage. Let me get in my Elvoa here. My Elvoa, 23% enemy armor damage, 22.3k damage. My talents are Adept, Deadly, and Competent. And all my mods on this are all crit chance, crit damage mods, every single one of them, even the underbarrel. My MP5, 21% crit chance. And I run Adept, Deadly, Unforgiven. And again, on this one, it's all crit damage with a couple crit chances on it, just to boost it up a little bit more. I've had a lot of people ask me, why do you run Adept on a SMG? And I've had tons of people just, I've seen in videos that will tell you don't need to have it on an SMG. You already get a lot of crit chance anyway. You do get a lot of crit chance, 21% crit chance. But I run a concealed pulse. My pulse here gives me 15.8 crit chance, 15.8 crit damage. I get a short cooldown of 21.7 seconds. Now the only counter to my pulse is someone else running a concealed. So if I come up against another player and they're running concealed, I'm not going to get that basically 16% crit chance or crit damage on my Elvoa or on my MP5. But by having Adept on both of these, even this SMG, that just using that pulse gives me 7.5 crit chance for 15 seconds, even if the concealed doesn't work. Then when I pop a booster, there's another 7.5. So that's 15% on top of the 21% that I already have with that one. Now you're looking at 36% crit chance on an SMG. It's a lot better than 21. Same thing with my Elvoa. My Elvoa is kind of low. The Elvoa only has 8.5 crit chance on it. So with them two skills, that's another 15. That's sitting at almost 24% crit hit chance on an Elvoa. Now, if I'm lucky and they're not running concealed, then I'm sitting up in the close to 40%, and I can actually stack it 3 and 4 times quite easily. I can stack Adept on it quite easily. So let me get back into the build. Got me a 204 double barrel sawed-off blueprint. I used to use this one with Talented and Predatory, which I still like, but lately I've been running this one with Determined and Predatory, and this one's worked out a lot better. I'm trying to get one where I can get Determined, Talented, and Predatory. I'd like to get all those skills on it. I think that would do me a lot better, but for right now this works great. It's the lower gear score, so the requirements aren't that high to me, and it definitely works out in my favor. So I got my Banshee chest piece here. This is a good one. It's firearms rolled with health, 9% skill haste, 55% ammo capacity. And I'm also running a 267 firearms plus 3% skill haste mod. I'm actually running this on this mod, this firearms mod. I have it on every piece of gear that I have. And I'm not running any stamina. Well, I have one stamina, which I'll show you in a minute. Next, go to my mask. I'm running the Banshee Shadow mask with a firearms roll. I have skill power and increased kill XP. Would like to have burn or bleed, but still looking for that one. and again, a firearm skill haste mod. Now we're getting in the Predator's Mark version of this, and I mainly do that, let me show you the Banshee. So I'm running the 3-piece. My other videos I've done the 4-piece. This one I'm going to do the 3-piece so I can get the 10% damage to targets out of cover. And then also the 3-piece Predator Mark. That way I can get the 8% assault rifle damage and 8% SMG damage. The 10% reload speed is nice also. But this is a firearms rolled knee pads with health on it. I've got shock, disorient, and blind death. And on this one, I'm actually running a stamina, 266 stamina with 3,200 health. And that I'm running a little bit extra health because I already hit the 50% skill haste cap on this one. And I got a 6% first aid self-heal mod to go with it. Next is my Predator Mark holster. Got great rolls across on this one. I mean, you just couldn't ask for anything better. And on this one, I'm running 7% skill haste as the major attribute, which is perfect. I didn't want health. I wanted to have that skill haste. I have one right here with health on it if I ever choose to run that. But right now, this is what I'm rolling with. So, alright, to my gloves. I have the Tactician's Authority gloves, and the 2-piece on that one, my Ninja Bike, gives me the 15% skill haste, which enables me to reach that 50% skill haste cap. These gloves are amazing. 1271 electronic roll on them, 15% crit damage, 8% skill haste, and 1247 on assault rifle damage. I have a pair of gloves right here that have 1,000 armor. Great 1267 roll. Got 1329 in assault rifle damage, 5% crit chance, and 8% skill haste. I've ran with these before thinking that 5% crit chance was going to be better with the assault rifle. I thought that was better, but after running with the 2 of these, that little bit of extra crit hit damage that I have, that 15% crit hit damage, it hits harder to me. I don't care what anybody says. It hit hard. It hits so much harder. I've ran with both of them, and these are the ones that give me the most out of it. The ones that I have on right now seem to be the best for me. Now, some people like that crit chance, and, you know, by all means, if you do, run it. I like having both these, though, that way if I ever do want to switch it up. Now, my Ninja Bike backpack messenger bag, which is my favorite piece of gear in the game. I got a good 1301 armor roll on it, 1268 on the electronics. I got 11,900 skill power, which just gives me that little bit stronger pulse, a little bit stronger heal. 49% ammo capacity, and again I got a 267 firearms mod plus 3% skill haste and 6% first aid self-heal mods. Also have another Ninja Bike backpack here, right here, that's a firearms roll. It's got health and ammo capacity. This is a really good one, but for this build, this kind of a solo player hybrid build, I think that skill power is a little bit more important than the health right now. Maybe that'll change in 1.8, I don't know, but for right now, this is what I like. This is what I'm rolling with. Alright, to my skills, so I'm running a concealed pulse. I always run a concealed pulse when I'm solo in the dark zone, and even when I'm in a group, I usually run the pulse, unless somebody else has a higher skill power than me, and they've got their shorter cooldowns and whatnot, and they run it, and I'll run another skill, but if not, then I'm always running it. Booster shot. I run booster. You know, I could run the overdose. It gives me a better self-heal, a little bit longer on the cooldown, but I've tested these, and what a lot of people don't realize, when you pop that booster, you're getting a... Let me run right here and show you all real quick. Alright. Toughness is 283. My damage is 22.3. Toughness of 306, damage 27.5. That is really good. So not only does it jump my toughness up considerably, it also jumps my damage up considerably. Now it's dropping down, back down to normal. So the overdose, when you do that, it's giving me that extra health, but it's not giving me extra damage. And and I think that the booster shot, that toughness that it gives me at 306, I think that's going to be equal to what I'd get as an overheal anyway. So that's just my preference. That's what I use, and I enjoy it, and it really does work out for me. So Well, anyway, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get off the mic here. I'm going to do me a little solo run through here. This is going to be a farming route that I've used before. Now, one thing about the farming route as a solo player, I'll sometimes go to every landmark and I'll clear each and every one. And I could do that right here. I could show you, hey, let's do this, boom, 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 and be on your way. But I'm trying to get people that maybe have had bad experiences in the dark zone, or maybe really no experiences in the dark zone. I want them to come in and be able to enjoy it. So if I were to go from one landmark to the next, one thing that I have learned in this game is you'll have people that will look at this map and say that one's cleared. Okay, let's see, then that one's cleared. And by the way, purple means that they're active, and whenever they're like a white color, that means they've been cleared. Let me see if I can find one that's been cleared real quick. Alright, cool. No. Alright, so right there, that one right there, that white, that means that's been cleared. Somebody's already come through and cleared. So purple means that it's active, white means it's been cleared. You'll have players that are out to just pretty much gank people, go rogue on people, or hijack extractions. And what they'll do is they'll look at the map and they'll see, okay, there's 2 landmarks that have been cleared. Then they'll keep watching that map and they'll wait to see when the next one gets cleared. And they're basically getting a map of where you're going. They can pinpoint where you're at and they can start guessing where you're going to be at. So, for the player who's solo and maybe, new with these, don't give away your position. Don't let them know where you're going to be. Don't give them an opportunity to lay in wait for you to come up into an area and them take you very easily. So what I do whenever I do these solo farming routes is I kind of bounce around. I have a route that keeps me moving at all times, but that bounces me. I might hit 2 landmarks in a row, and then I go to a completely different area and hit a couple more and move on. That way I keep them guessing, and they'll never know where I'm at. Same thing with extractions. I'll check the map, find out where landmarks in the area have been cleared, and if there's any extractions going on. If I see somebody extracting in a certain extraction area, I won't go extract right after there, because chances are, if they shoot that flare off, that's going to start attracting people that way. And if they get close to it and then the extraction ends, they might turn around and start heading back where they were, and then all of a sudden if another one goes off, they go, okay, well now I know I can make it. So a lot of times I might have to lie and wait a little bit, especially if I have a really good item. Now, if I don't have anything that's really all that great, I'll just go shoot it off, and heck, there's some days that I'll shoot it off and have nothing good on me, and I'm pretty much just trying to bait people in to come get me. So anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Definitely appreciate the people that have subscribed to me and all the views and comments that I've been getting. I love this game, and I hope to continue making videos. If you have any requests, leave them down in the comment section, and I will reply. You can find me on Twitter at TSwandol. My PSN name is the same, TSwandol. So anything I can do, don't hesitate to reach out. You guys have a good night, and I'll see y'all later.
Transmissions jammed. Proximity coverage only. Backup activated. System rebooted. Caution. Entering. Warning. You are now entering a contaminated area. Exiting the contaminated area.
Ready to engage! I heard the JTF might be talking to Colonel Bliss. Maybe join rank or some shit.
The LMB's giving me everything I got.
Slow day around here. Sad to see Manhattan.
I'm gonna check it out. Let's get this done.
Maintain pressure! Take one of ours! It's almost over!
Where's all your backup gear?
Let's get
Just give it up!
Holy fuck! Get up on the
Deploying turret! Where's all your backup now? Keep up the pressure!
You can still run. Get out of here.
Area secure. Warning. Readings indicate this area is contaminated.
covered. Now's our chance.
Area secure. Now leaving the contaminated area.
Nope.
Contamination level close.
I got a clear shot. Just like training. Finish this.
Lockers area down. Eyes clear.
Look the numbers out here.
Hold it, fire!
has been secured.
I did exactly what I told everybody not to do. Go trying to run up into a bunch of group of players. It's alright, I didn't have nothing really good, but see, I was outmanned 3-1, and I went and ran towards it, just ran away from it. But that's part of the game. Those things don't really bother me. But I'm about to show y'all another good thing about solo play is contamination events. A lot of people don't realize you can do these solo. Oh, look who it is.
Contamination level lowering below street.
Y'all see that the solo, and I can take 3 on just like that. We'll keep it going. I'll get one of them. I love this game. It's what I live for. And now I get to see a little bit of the bully play. But what you gotta do, don't get mad about it. Just realize this is what it is and enjoy it. You're not always gonna run into this. So I could have turned the other way and nobody would ever came and mess with me. So I think they're gonna go do the contamination event. If so, I'll sneak up behind them and I'll get my kill. Woman's running a final measure, so I know not to throw any grenades down.
On me! Success, everyone! Come on!